I never thought a family cookout would be the day my life flipped upside down. It was a sunny Saturday in July, the kind where the air smells like grilled burgers and sunscreen. My name's Jake Tanner, 34 years old, single, no kids, just a decent job fixing heavy machinery down at the plant. I'd been the steady one in the family forever. Good paycheck, no debt, a little house I bought outright 5 years back. They all knew it, and I guess that's why they figured I was fair game. The cookout was at my sister Lisa's place, a cramped rental on the edge of town. She's 37, married to Rick, this loudmouth mechanic who's always got a beer in one hand and a story about how the world's out to get him. Their 2 kids were running wild in the yard, chasing each other with water guns, while my folks, Dad, a retired trucker, and Mom, who still waitresses part-time, sat under a shady tree, sipping iced tea like nothing was ever wrong. Me, I showed up with a cooler full of sodas and a couple racks of ribs I'd smoked overnight. Figured it'd be a nice day, you know? Catch up, laugh a little, eat too much. It started normal enough. Lisa hugged me when I walked in, all smiles, saying, "Jake, you're the best for bringing the food." Rick clapped me on the back, already half lit, grinning like we were best buddies. "Man, you're the king of ribs," he said, cracking open another can. I just nodded, set the cooler down, and got to work firing up the grill. That's me, quiet, dependable Jake, always pitching in. But then it got weird. About an hour in, I'm flipping burgers, and Rick sidles up, reeking of Bud Light. "Hey man," he says, voice low like he's letting me in on a secret. "We're a little short this month. You know how it is, bills piling up, kids needing stuff. We kinda borrowed from you." I freeze, spatula in hand, grease popping on the grill. "Borrowed what?" I ask, keeping it calm, thinking maybe he means $20 for gas or something. He smirks, like it's no big deal. "Your savings. Lisa had your bank login from that time you helped us with the car payment. We figured you wouldn't mind." My stomach drops. I set the spatula down slow, turn to face him. "How much?" He shrugs, takes a swig. "Couple grand. Maybe more. We needed it, man. You're good for it." I don't say nothing right away. My head's spinning. A couple grand? Maybe more? I'd been saving for a new truck, had close to $12,000 stashed away last I checked. Before I can even process it, Lisa's there, wiping her hands on a dish towel, laughing like it's a joke. "Oh, Jake, don't look so mad. It's family. You've got no worries, no rent, no family to feed. We'll get it back to you someday. Someday." My voice comes out rough, louder than I meant. The kids stop running, glance over. Mom looks up from her tea, frowning. Dad just keeps scrolling his phone, pretending he don't hear. I pull out my phone, hands shaking a little, and open my banking app. Hit refresh. Balance, $187.32. Yesterday, it was over 12 grand. I hit refresh again. Same number. My chest tightens, like someone's sitting on it. "You took $12,000? I say, staring at Lisa. She rolls her eyes, flips her hair back. "Don't be so dramatic, Jake. We didn't take it. We used it. Rent was late. Rick's truck needed tires, and the kids had school stuff. You want us out on the street?" Rick nods, leaning against the picnic table. "Yeah man, chill. You're loaded compared to us. What's the big deal?" I look at Mom, hoping she'll say something, anything. She sighs, adjusts her glasses. "Honey, you've always been the one who's okay." They were in a bind. "You don't need all that money sitting there." Dad finally pipes up, still not looking at me. "Family helps family, Jake. Don't make a fuss." I'm standing there, smoke curling up from the grill, burgers burning, and they're all acting like I'm the jerk for being pissed. Lisa's smirking, Rick's sipping his beer, and my own parents are brushing it off like it's nothing. I grab my keys from my pocket, slow, deliberate. "You're unbelievable," I mutter, heading for my truck. "Aw, come on, don't leave." Lisa calls after me, laughing. "It's just money." Rick yells, "You'll get over it, big shot." I don't turn back. I climb in, slam the door, and peel out, gravel spitting under my tires. My cousin Tommy's the only one who follows, jogging up as I'm about to pull away. He's a quiet guy, works construction, never asks for nothing. "Jake," he says, catching his breath, "that was messed up." I heard him. "You okay?" "Nope," I say, gripping the wheel so hard my knuckles go white. "But I will be." He nods, steps back, and I drive off, their laughter still ringing in my ears. That was the day I realized my family didn't see me as Jake, just a walking, talking ATM. And I was done playing that game. Driving away from Lisa's place, my truck's rattling over the potholes, and my head's a mess. I can still hear Rick's smug laugh, see Lisa's eye roll, smell the burgers I left burning on the grill. $12,000 gone. Just like that. My savings, my safety net, the cash I'd scraped together over years of overtime and skipped weekends, all sucked dry by my own sister and her jackass husband. And my parents? They just sat there, acting like it was my job to take the hit. I don't go home right away. Can't. My little house on Maple Street feels too small, too quiet to hold the storm in my chest. So I drive past the gas station where I'd grab coffee before dawn shifts, past the diner where Mom still slings hash browns a couple days a week, out to the edge of town where the fields stretch wide and the sky's turning orange. My phone's buzzing in the cup holder. "Lisa, then Mom, then a text from Rick. Quit being a baby, man. Call us. I don't touch it. Let it buzz itself, Dad. By the time I pull into my driveway, it's dark. I sit there a minute, engine off, staring at the dashboard. That money wasn't just numbers on a screen. It was my plan, new truck, maybe a fishing boat someday, a cushion so I wouldn't end up like them, always scrambling. Now it's paying for Rick's tires and Lisa's excuses. I grab my phone, battery down to 10%, and check the app again. Still $187.32. I slam my fist on the steering wheel, horn blaring into the night. Neighbor's dog starts barking, but I don't care. Inside, I drop my keys on the counter, crack open a beer, and pace the kitchen. How'd they even do it? Lisa said something about my bank login, then it hits me. Last year, their car got repoed, and I bailed him out. Sat at their cluttered dining table, logged into my account on their old Dell to transfer the cash. Guess I didn't log out. Or maybe they snooped. Either way, they had my info, and they didn't even blink before using it. I sink into the couch, beer sweating in my hand, and think back. This ain't the first time they've leaned on me. 3 years ago, Lisa's phone got cut off, crying on my doorstep, kids in tow, so I paid the bill. Then Rick got laid off, needed a little help for rent. I sent $500, no questions. Christmas before last, they hinted the kids needed gifts. Guess who played Santa? Me. Every time, it was Jake's got it good, he won't mind. And I didn't. Not really. I mean, they're family, right? You help family. But this ain't help. This is a heist. I finish the beer, grab another, and start doing the math. 12 grand's a lot more than a phone bill or a rent check. What did they spend it on? Rent's maybe $1,200 a month where they live. Tires? Couple hundred, tops. School stuff for the kids, notebooks and backpacks don't cost thousands. My gut twists. They're lying. Or at least not telling the whole story. Next morning, I'm up early, head pounding from too many beers and not enough sleep. I call the bank first thing. Lady on the phone's nice enough, pulls up my account. Looks like multiple transfers, sir, she says, voice all calm like she's reading a weather report. Started 2 weeks ago, $2,000 here, $3,500 there. Couple smaller ones after that. All to an account linked to a Lisa Marie Grayson. My sister's married name. You didn't authorize this? She asks. Hell no, I say, louder than I mean to. She pauses. Then, you'll need to file a fraud report. We can freeze what's left, start an investigation. I tell her to do it. Hang up, hands shaking again. Fraud. That word sticks in my throat. My own sister, my flesh and blood, and I'm calling it fraud. But what else is it? They didn't ask. They took. And they laughed about it. I grab my laptop, pull up the bank's website, and start the report. Takes an hour. Every detail, every transfer, every memory of Lisa's smirk and Rick's shrug. When I hit submit, it feels final, like I just lit a match. Phone rings while I'm making coffee. It's Mom. I almost don't answer, but something makes me pick up. Jake, she says, voice soft. Why'd you leave like that? Lisa's upset. Rick too. They're saying you overreacted. I laugh, short and sharp. Overreacted? They stole 12 grand, Mom. That's not overreacting, that's a crime. She sighs, long and tired. Honey, they were desperate. Rent's behind. Rick's work slow. You've always been the one who's okay. We thought you'd understand. Understand? I snap. They didn't ask me, Mom. They went behind my back. You okay with that? She's quiet a beat too long. We're family, Jake. We don't keep score. I grip the phone tighter. Maybe you don't. I do now. I hang up before she can guilt me more. That's when I know this ain't just about the money. It's about them thinking I'm a doormat. And I'm done lying down. After hanging up on Mom, I stand in my kitchen, coffee going cold in the mug, staring at the wall like it's got answers. The fraud report's filed, the bank's on it, but that don't fix the hole in my gut. $12,000, poof, and my family's acting like I'm the bad guy for caring. I ain't slept right since the cookout, and every time I close my eyes, I see Rick's grin, hear Lisa's laugh. It's eating me alive. I had to work that Monday, trying to shake it off. Plants loud as always, machines humming, guys shouting over the noise. I'm wrist deep in a busted hydraulic pump when my phone buzzes again. Lisa this time. I let it go to voicemail, finish the job, then step outside for a break. Air's thick with oil and dust, but it's better than being cooped up. I play the message, holding the phone tight. Jake, it's me, she says, voice all shaky like she's been crying. Look, I know you're mad, but we've got a problem. Electric company's threatening to cut us off, bills 3 months late. Rick's freaking out. The kids are scared. We need help. Please call me. She hangs up, and I just stand there, staring at the cracked pavement. 3 months late? That 12 grand didn't even touch their power bill? What the hell did they do with it? I don't call back. Not yet. Instead, I finish my shift, clock out, and drive straight to the bank. Lady behind the counter, Karen, her name tag says, recognizes me from the phone. Mr. Tanner, she says, all business. We've frozen your account like you asked. Investigation's underway. Got any updates? I lean in, keep my voice low. Can you tell me where that money went? I need to know. She taps at her computer, frowns a little. Can't give you the other account's details, privacy laws. but I can see the transfers. 9 of them, spread over 2 weeks. Biggest was $4,000, smallest was $300. All to the same account. You sure you didn't approve this? I shake my head hard. Never. It's my sister and her husband. They admitted it, said they borrowed it. Karen's eyebrows shoot up. That's bold. You sticking with the fraud report? Damn right, I say. She nods, prints me some papers, confirmation, next steps, all that jazz. I leave with a stack of proof and a fire in my chest. That night, Lisa calls again. I pick up this time, too pissed to dodge her. Jake, thank God, she starts, sniffling. Did you get my message? We're desperate here. I cut her off. Desperate? What happened to my 12 grand, Lisa? You said it was for rent and tires. Now you can't pay the electric. She goes quiet, then. It's complicated. We had other stuff come up, medical bills, some debt. We helped mom and dad too, their roof's leaking. It's not like we blew it on nothing. Medical bills? I say, voice rising. Debt? You didn't tell me jack about that. And mom and dad's roof? They never said a word. She snaps back. We didn't think we had to. You've always bailed us out, phone bills, rent, the car. What's different now? I laugh, cold and hard. What's different? You stole it, Lisa. Didn't ask, didn't tell me, just took it and laughed in my face. She's crying now, full on sobbing. We didn't mean to hurt you, Jake. You're the strong one, always have been. We thought you'd be okay with it. There it is again, the strong one. Like that makes me a free-for-all. I'm not your damn piggy bank, I say, slow and clear. You crossed a line. This ain't family, this is theft. She gasps, tries to talk, but I hang up. Phone hits the couch with a thud. Next day, I'm off work, so I dig deeper. Pull up my old bank statements, stuff I never bothered checking close before. There's more. Last year, $200 missing here, $150 there, small enough I didn't notice. Times I'd covered for them, sure, but these? Unauthorized. They've been dipping into me for longer than I knew. I call Tommy, my cousin, the only one who didn't act like I was crazy at the cookout. He picks up quick. Jake, you all right? He asks. Nope, I say. They've been at it a while, man. Little bits here and there. Now this big grab. You hear anything? He sighs. Heard Rick bragging last month. Said he scored some cash, fixed his truck up nice. Didn't think much of it till now. Lisa's been quiet, but Aunt Carol, your mom, she told me you're overreacting. Said you've got no burdens, so why complain? I grit my teeth. No burdens, 'cause I work my ass off, Tommy. They think that's a blank check? They always have, he says, voice low. You're the rock, man. They lean till you crack. I thank him, hang up, and sit there, stewing. That's when I decide no more. I ain't just filing a report. I'm cutting him off. All of him. I call a locksmith, get my house keys changed, update my bank passwords, set up alerts for every dime. Then I text Lisa, Rick, Mom, and Dad in a group. Don't call me. Don't come by. We're done till you own this. Send. Block their numbers. It's quiet after that. Too quiet. But it feels good, like I'm taking my life back, one lock at a time. Blocking their numbers felt like slamming a door shut, but it didn't stop the noise in my head. I'm Jake Tanner, the guy who's always been there fixing stuff, paying stuff, keeping the peace. Now I'm the guy who said no, and it's like I kicked over an anthill. First few days after that text, it's dead quiet. No calls, no texts, just the hum of my fridge and the clank of tools at work. I half expect Lisa to show up at my door, kids in tow, crying about the electric bill. She doesn't. Neither does Rick with his beer-soaked apologies. Even Mom and Dad stay away. It's eerie, but I ain't complaining. Work keeps me sane. I'm at the plant, tearing apart a busted conveyor belt, grease up to my elbows, when my buddy Pete notices I'm off. You all right, Tanner? He asks, tossing me a rag. Look like you ain't slept in a week. I wipe my hands, shrug. Family crap, I say, keeping it short. He nods, doesn't pry. Good guy, Pete. Let me know if you need a beer after shift, he says. I tell him maybe, but I don't take him up on it. Beer's what got me pacing the kitchen last week, and I need a clear head now. Friday night. I'm home, grilling a steak for myself, nothing fancy, just salt and pepper, the way I like it. Phone's off, TV's on low, some old western playing. That's when I hear the knock. Slow, heavy, like whoever's out there ain't sure they want to be. I peek through the blinds, Tommy, my cousin, standing on the porch with a six-pack and a tired look. I open the door, let him in. Didn't block you, I say, cracking a half smile. He chuckles, sets the beer on the counter. Good thing. Figured you could use some company. We sit, pop the caps, and he fills me in. Lisa's pissed, man, he says, leaning back. Says you're selfish, cutting him off like that. Rick's telling everyone you're overreacting, says it's just money, you'll come around. Aunt Carol and Uncle Ray, your folks, they're playing it like you're breaking the family apart. I take a long pull from the bottle, let it settle. They stole from me, Tommy. 12 grand, plus whatever else over the years. They don't get to cry now. He nods slow. I know. I told him that. They didn't like it. He tells me more. Lisa and Rick are scrambling. Power still on, but barely. Mom and Dad's roof's still leaking, but they ain't asking me for help. They're waiting you out, Tommy says. Think you'll cave, like always. I shake my head. Not this time. We finish the beers, watch the movie till the credits roll. Tommy leaves, and I lock the door behind him, new keys jingling in my hand. That night, I sleep better, not great, but better. Next week, I get a letter. No return address, just my name scratched in Mom's shaky handwriting. I almost toss it, but curiosity wins. Inside, it's 3 pages, front and back, her spilling her guts. Jake, it starts, I don't know where we went wrong. We thought you'd always be there. Lisa and Rick were drowning. We all were. You've got no kids, no wife, a good job. We figured you could handle it. I'm sorry it got like this. Please don't hate us. No mention of the money, no promise to pay it back. Just that same old line. I can handle it. I fold the letter, stick it in a drawer. Don't write back. Days turn into weeks. I keep busy, work, gym, fixing up the house. Bank calls, investigations moving, but it's slow. They've tracked the transfers, confirmed it's Lisa's account. Could press charges, the guy says. I tell him I'll think about it. Truth is, I don't know if I want that. Jail won't fix this. It'll just make the mess louder. What I want is out. So I keep my distance, let the silence grow. It's lonely, sure, but it's mine. 3 weeks after the letter, I'm at the hardware store, picking up paint for the porch when I see her, Lisa. She's in the checkout line, kids tugging at her sleeves, cart full of cheap groceries. She spots me, freezes, then marches over, leaving the kids with the cart. Jake, she says, voice tight, we need to talk. I set the paint can down, cross my arms. Ain't much to say. She looks rough, bags under her eyes, hair pulled back messy. You happy now? She snaps. Power's on, but we're barely scraping by. Rick's picking up odd jobs, but it's not enough. You didn't have to freeze us out. I stare at her, jaw clenched. You took 12 grand, Lisa. Didn't ask, didn't tell me. What did you expect? She flinches, looks away. We needed it. You don't get how hard it is, 2 kids, bills piling up. You've got it easy. Easy. I say, stepping closer. I work 60 hours a week, Lisa. Saved that money busting my ass while you and Rick leaned on me every damn time. Easy ain't the word. She glares, tears welling up. Your family, Jake. Family helps. You always did before. I shake my head. Helping's one thing. Stealing's another. You crossed that line, not me. She wipes her eyes, voice dropping. We used some to pay off Rick's gambling debt. Okay, that's where it went. He owed some guys, bad guys, and they were coming for us. The rest, rent, Mom and Dad's roof, some bills. I didn't want to tell you cause I knew you'd freak. I laugh, bitter. Gambling debt? You blew my savings on Rick's screw-ups and thought I'd just nod and smile. She don't answer, just stares at the floor. I grab my paint, turn to go. Jake, wait, she says, grabbing my arm. We're sorry. Really? Can't you help us one more time? Just a little. I pull away. No. You're on your own. Walk out, leave her standing there. Driving home, I'm shaking, not mad, not anymore, just done. Gambling debt. That's the truth they hid, and it's the last straw. That night, I dig through old boxes in the garage, photos, letters, junk from years back. Find a card from my grandpa, passed away when I was 20. Jake, he wrote, you're a good kid. Don't let him drain you dry. He saw it even then, Mom leaning on me for grocery money, Lisa borrowing for emergencies. I kept giving cause I thought that's what you do. Now I see he was warning me. Should have listened sooner. Month goes by, and I'm settling into the quiet. Bank's still digging, says I might get some money back if they can prove fraud without me pressing charges. I tell him to keep going. Don't care about the cash as much as the principal now. Works good. Pete and the guys take me out for beers one Friday. First time I've laughed in weeks. I start fixing up the house, paint the porch, patch the roof, even buy a new grill. Feels like I'm building something for me, not them. Then Dad shows up. Sunday morning, I'm sanding the porch rail when his old Ford rolls in. He climbs out, hands in his pockets, looking older than I remember. Jake, he says, nodding. Can we sit? I point to the steps, grab us both a water. He sits heavy, sighs. Your mom's a wreck. Lisa too. Rick's a mess, lost a job over some fight. We're hurting, son. I sip my water. Wait. Heard you cut us off, he goes on. I get you're mad, but this ain't right. We're family. I set the bottle down, look him in the eye. Family don't steal, Dad. 12 grand, plus years of little grabs I never caught. You knew. He looks away. Not till after. Thought you'd agreed. Lisa said you were fine with it. She lied, I say flat. And you didn't ask me. None of you did. He rubs his face, tired. We messed up. I see that. But you turning your back, it's killing your mom. Can't we fix this? I lean forward. You want to fix it? Pay me back. Say sorry. Stop acting like I owe you my life, cause I'm doing okay. He don't answer, just stares at the ground. After a minute, he stands, shuffles to his truck, drives off. I go back to sanding. Next day, I get a call, Tommy. Heads up, he says. Lisa's telling people you knew about the money, said it was a loan. Rick's backing her up. They're spinning it so you look bad. I curse under my breath. Let him talk, I say. Truth's on my side. Hang up, call the bank, tell him everything, gambling debt, the lies. They say it strengthens the case. Good enough for me. I decide it's time to move, not far. Just a fresh start. Find a place 2 towns over, bigger house, more land, still close to work. Sign the lease, start packing. Feels like shedding skin. Last night in the old place, I cook a burger on the new grill, sit on the porch, watch the stars. No buzzing phone, no guilt trips. Just me. 3 months since the cookout, and I'm settled in the new place. House smells like fresh paint and pine trees. Got a creek out back I fish in sometimes. Bank comes through, recover $8,000. Rest is gone for good. I don't care. It's over. Work gives me a raise. Been killing it. No distractions. Pete says I'm a new man. Maybe he's right. Lisa sends a text one day, new number. Slipped past the block. Jake, we're sorry. Rick's in rehab. I'm working now. Kids miss you. Can we talk? I read it. Delete it. No reply. Mom tries to voicemail, soft and pleading. We miss you, honey. Let's be a family again. I save it. Don't call back. Dad sends a check, $500. Note says, for what we took. It's a start, but it ain't enough. I cash it, put it in savings, move on. Tommy visits, brings his wife and kid. We grill, laugh, feel normal. He says Lisa's struggling, but surviving. Rick's out of the picture for now. Mom and Dad sold some land to fix the roof. They're getting by. They still talk about you, he says. Hope you'll come around. I shrug. Maybe someday. Not today. One morning, I'm fishing by the creek when a letter comes, handwritten, no name. Open it, $300 in a note. Jake, it's Sarah, Rick's sister. You helped us once, rent, food. Never thanked you. I left him too. This is what I can give back. You're stronger than us. I smile, tuck it away. First time someone saw me, not my wallet. People ask if I regretted cutting him off, walking away. Nah, I regret waiting so long, letting him think I was theirs to use. But this is freedom. I cook what I want, sleep when I want, live how I want. No one's leaning on me, except me. Last week, Pete's wife said, you look happy, Jake. I nodded. Yeah, I am. And that's the end of it. Not loud, not flashy, just quiet and mine.